drove someone to do this.
I know your family's been frustrated with the investigation so far, understandably so. Here we are a week and a half out, and really not much information about this. Does not appear to be a suspect.
They have told us that it was targeted, but they told us they can't tell who.
Their means of death don't match. It wasn't leaked to me. I earned that. I paid for that funeral. I paid for that. It's my right. Sent my daughter to college to get an education. She came back in a box, and I can speak on that.
She was always surrounded by a good group.
They haven't said anything. I learned more on the news and on TV than they have said to me.
I haven't earned the ability to grieve the way that I want to grieve. I want to be able to have justice first.
I just feel like there's been a couple individuals that were cleared very fast. That may not. Maybe he shouldn't have been. And yeah.
Share the strong alibi.
Just really fast.
If you can dismiss.
An hour later, and we're like, what?
We've, fought for Jack, Kaylee's boyfriend, and, we still stand that way. So I did just kind of want to clear that up while we're talking through this ambiguity that, that's not what we're honing in on here.
Hello, Grizzlies, and welcome back to another episode of Grizzly True Crime. My name is Gizola K, and today we continue to look at the Idaho case. I have another live stream right after this where we're looking at a cop who was a catfish, and that story is wow. So please join me for that after that as well. I just know there's a lot of you just waiting on this news, and so I'm going to bring it to you first. Okay, so thank you so much for being here. If you wouldn't mind, hit the thumbs up and share this so that other Grizzlies, wherever they are, Facebook, Twitter, can also know that we are live right now. All right, I'm quickly just going to make a setting change here. So thank you for being here. We're going to be looking at the updates shared by the Moscow PD. There is not a press conference today. There was a bit of a social media frenzy going on where I saw people were freaking out that there was a press conference, but it's not a press conference. I made a YouTube short earlier because I was monitoring the website, this one, because here's where all the updates are. And when I saw, okay, there's a new update here, and clicked on their YouTube channel, the video was private at the time. So I knew they're going to probably schedule it to release later, and that's what's been released. That is the press release. So it's not a press conference, it's a press release, okay? Just making sure we all know. If there is a press conference, I will let you know. Make sure that you are subscribed and you've got your bell on and everything. Although today, I would have run out of notifications. I had a live stream already earlier today. Please give that episode some love. It's about a missing American student in France. So we really need to, if you could like that video and share it and get into the algorithm, that family needs us, so please do that as well. Thank you so much, Liam's mama. Absolutely love your channel. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay. Karen says, they have a YouTube channel. Who knew? Just sub. Yep, they got a YouTube channel. Okay, for now, oh man, so many people join. I love it when you guys are all here with me. Thank you for being here. We are going to boost the audio of that video as well, so you can hear it really nicely as well. And let's just slow it down just a little bit. Okay. So let us go over the update. I'm sure you've seen the video elsewhere, but I know that you're also here for the Grizzly True Crime take on it. So, King Road homicides. They say, hold on, make it bigger for you. Crime tips, right? Detectives are looking for context to the events and people involved in these murders to assist with the ongoing investigation. Any odd or out of the ordinary events that took place should be reported. Our focus is the investigation, not the activities, and your information, whether you believe it is significant or not, might be the piece of the puzzle that helps investigators solve these murders. If I didn't say it, thank you, Lori. Really appreciate it. I did flash it on the screen, I think, but thank you so, so much. All right. So if you go to this website, which is linked in the description box, and I will make sure to always, as always, you guys know, for you, I always sit there after a live stream and put in the timestamps. So, of course, I've got a live stream happening right after this one. So I'll do it right after that one for both. Okay. What I'm going to do is in the timestamp where we're talking about it, I will pin this whole website in so you can go here too and just monitor for updates as well. But otherwise, yeah, welcome. And you can be here and I will share updates with you. Thank you, big boy. Miss T says, thanks for your support for Unsolved No More. You two are my favorite channels. Thank you so much. Yeah, we love Ken Mains from Unsolved No More. So thank you so much. Okay, so if we look, this is today's update. So if you click on this one, it will literally take you here. And this is the press release, not a press conference, press release. Okay, so the Moscow Police Department is providing the following information to update the public on the known facts surrounding the 4 murders that occurred on November 13th in Moscow, Idaho. We are going to look at what Kaylee's dad has said as well. From 2 sources. We're going to be looking at the video with boosted audio and all that. So stay tuned for that. Flower Goddess, that is so sweet. Thank you so much. You say, Gisela, the hardest working girl on YouTube. I must say, thank you. I'm very passionate about what I do. So I really just love being here with you guys and, checking all these, the updates together and figuring out what is going on in all these cases. So thank you so, so much for supporting me. Okay, the Moscow Police Department is providing the following information to update the public on the known facts, as I say, surrounding the 4 murders that occurred November 13th in Moscow, Idaho. The investigation team spent many hours over the weekend going through tips provided to the FBI tip line. Remember, they've got the FBI tip line now, so they can help categorize everything better. And the tip line email. Police are still looking for information regarding a 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra. I know you guys in America say Hyundai, just like that, right? In South Africa, I would say Hyundai. Hyundai Elantra. Tips and leads have led investigators to look for additional information about this vehicle being in the immediate area of the King Road residence during the early morning hours of November 13th. The FBI continues to prioritize and vet those tips. They're also looking at the US-Canadian border as well, which I'll show you something about that in a moment as well, right after this. Thank you, PT Notterman. You say your playlist on this case and so many others is brilliant and so helpful. Thank you so much. We love those bullet points, don't we? Sometimes I have to refer back to them as well. Okay. I'm glad you like that as well. Okay. So they say, regarding the safety of the public, police recommendations for safety measures are good reminders in general and in light of what has happened in this community. These reminders are not an indication of a specific or elevated risk to the community. See an investigation update. That's the video that we're going to watch, right? December 12, 2022 on the Moscow Police YouTube channel with Captain Roger Lanier with the Moscow Police Department, who is in charge of the operations division of the King Road homicide investigation. That is the link that I looked at earlier when I made the YouTube short, because there I saw it. I'm like, it's private for now. Private, they're going to release it later. Investigators continue to not release detailed information. It is what must be done to preserve the integrity of the investigation. The investigation continues with the same amount of resources. We've got Moscow PD, 6 detectives, 5 support staff, communications team. The FBI has got 46 investigators in Moscow and located throughout the USA, 2 BAU investigators, 13 investigators from the Idaho State Police in Moscow, 15 uniformed troopers assisting with community patrols, and ISP forensics services. No, for sure. The Tokyo Grizzly Cub. Thank you so much. And you say, thank you for posting the fan art on Twitter. I'm so happy you loved it. Thank you so much for the fan art. It was absolutely beautiful. I loved it so much. So if you guys want to see the fan art, go to Twitter. Go to Twitter. You're going to see it there. Okay. So I'm just going to finish reading this. As previously reported, 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra. Now, the more they're sharing about this and what they've also said about monitoring the borders, it would lead me to think it's probably not just a witness vehicle. It still could be, but it seems like a very important vehicle, right? Tom, thank you. You say it feels like it's revenge driven. When law enforcement says targeted, it feels like revenge. I think the boyfriend, girlfriend were collateral deaths and not targeted. Thank you, Tom, for sharing your thoughts. I mean, it could be. Yeah. There's many different drivers, right? Could be. So they say, investigators would like to thank the community and public for recent information provided about the vehicle and the spike in tips. The FBI is prioritizing and vetting those tips for use in the investigation. The public is asked to continue to use the tip line to report any information about the vehicle. Calling in tips. Please be aware that this new call process takes patience on behalf of the caller, and there are some prompts to follow. This is a national FBI tip line. And it's important to get all the way through the prompts to reach the right agent to report information. So if you have something to report, make sure you don't give up halfway, you know? I mean, sometimes if I have to call a call center or whatever it is, you know, and they like press 1 for this and then 2 for that, and I get tired, you know, I'm like, oh my word, no. But in this case, if you have a tip that could be useful and you're going to call the national FBI tip line, then yes, please be patient, push all the prompts and everything so that you can correctly categorize the tip that you have. It could help. Detectives remain interested in speaking with the occupants of a white 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra with an unknown license plate. That's interesting too, right? Tips and leads have led investigators to look for additional information about this vehicle being in the immediate area of the King Road residence during the early morning hours of November 13th. Investigators believe the occupants of this vehicle may have critical information to share regarding the case. If you know of or own a vehicle matching this description, or know of anyone who may have been driving this vehicle on the days preceding or the days of the murders, please forward that information to the tip line. So that's still very, very important. There is the tip line. It's in my description box as well. You can email, submit digital media, call the tip line. They've got pictures of the car as well. Thank you so much to MBDBDBF. Shout out to the mods. I agree. Shout out to the mods. Thank you so much, mods. You guys are the absolute A-team, right? Damn. Busy times on Grizzly True Crime. At this time, no suspect has been identified, and only vetted information that does not hinder the investigation will be released to the public. We encourage referencing official releases for accurate information and updated progress. Okay, so they've got the timeline and everything in here. They've obviously got their rumor control and everything on these updates as well. This we've read through before, so I'm just going to link it for you if you want to read through it again. We've gone over all the important updates. Welcome to all the new members. Really appreciate that as well. Terry says 100K by year end. Yes, put that energy in there. That would be amazing. Oh my word. 100K Grizzlies. Wow, that'll be amazing. So let us look at, I wanted to show you this quickly, which is this one. They say here, Idaho murders. Border authorities monitoring for Hyundai Elantra that was near the scene of quadruple homicide. Ports of entry along the US-Canadian border are monitoring for a white 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra that was in the immediate area of a home where 4 University of Idaho students were murdered last month. A Customs and Border Protection spokesperson said. The Moscow Police Department said on Wednesday that they want to speak to the occupant or occupants of the vehicle, whom they believe may have critical information about the quadruple homicide on November 13th. Our ports of entry out that way are aware of it and will be keeping an eye out for it, the CBP spokesperson told Fox News Digital. The Canada Border Services Agency, that's CBSA, said they cannot comment on this specific case, but that they are frequently in contact with law enforcement on both sides of the border. The CBSA works closely with Canadian and US law enforcement partners to ensure the safety and security of our shared border. This includes cooperating on activities such as identifying wanted persons, a CBSA spokesperson told Fox News Digital. The Moscow Police Department credited tips for leading them to the Hyundai Elantra. The license plate number on the vehicle is unknown. Okay, so the rest is stuff that we already know. So I just wanted to share that in case you haven't seen that yet. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Very nice, everyone. Thank you. Yes. Journey takes a trip. Hyundai. It's the Americans who can't say it. Hyundai. That's how we say it in South Africa. Hyundai. Okay. So there's a lot of people rolling in. I just have to slow the chat just a little bit more. Of course, if you are a member, then one of the great perks I didn't know about and learned about recently, as I said before, about a month ago, is that, wow, okay, members, you can chat away. Okay. Thank you, Rob. Damn, you say almost at 90K subs now. Oh, my word. You guys are so excited for me. Thank you so much. Rachel, thank you for your super sticker. So if you didn't know about this, I'm going to make sure to link it at the timestamp as well. I got to monitor the time as well because we're going live in 45 about a different case that I've been working very hard on today for you as well. So let us go to the video, which is this one. Let us boost the sound so you can really hear things. Turn on those closed captions for you. full screen, huh? I hope you like that. And let's listen to what Captain Roger Lanier has to say.
Good morning. My name is Roger Lanier. I'm a captain with the Moscow Police Department. I'm in charge of the Operations Division. And today is December 12th, Monday, and I want to give you an update on the King Road homicide investigations, at least the information that we have to this point. Over the weekend, investigators still continued to sort through numerous tips, calls, and online tips in regard to this investigation. There's been a lot of questions about the white car that we've been interested in. We're looking for that car because we believe through our investigation that that car was in the area during the time of the murders. And we also believe that the occupant or occupants may have seen something. They may not know they have seen something. So we specifically want to talk to them, and we want to know who they are and what they might know or might be able to contribute to the investigation. Over the weekend, investigators have sorted through and prioritized numerous tips. Some are tips that came in earlier and we've been working on. Other tips are new and are relevant. It's overwhelming sometimes with the amount of information that comes in on these tip lines. So our analysts have spent hours sorting through and trying to come up with the most relevant tips first for the investigators to follow up on. They have re-interviewed some of the folks we've interviewed earlier in this investigation to clarify information. Sometimes when new information comes forward, the people that we've spoken to beforehand may have new insight on that. So it does often seem like we're backtracking, but we're really just trying to get the most important details and the best timeline that we can come up with. We have literally an army of analysts who have been sorting through videos that have been submitted through the FBI.gov Moscow upload site. Those videos are from all over town, gas stations, and specifically the area around King Road. We've been trying to use those videos to garner new information. As you can imagine, there's hours and hours and hours of video, so it does take a lot of time. I want to talk a minute about safety. There's been a lot of speculation about what is the safety to the public right now, or the risk to the public right now. I would just like to add that we should always be vigilant. Certainly we should be vigilant now, but we should make that a way of life for us. We should always be walking with our head up, sticking to lighted paths, and walking in groups if we can. And in addition, letting people know when you've arrived home if you have not made prior arrangements. This is not an indication of a specific elevated risk, but something that we should be vigilant with just in our daily lives. I want to let everybody know that we are still 100% committed to solving this crime. There's a lot of information to sort through, and the information keeps coming in. And not all of the information is relevant, but you don't know if a tip is valid until you take the time to examine that tip and see how it relates to other information that you might have. We have teams in Moscow, Salt Lake City, and in Virginia, as well as other locations across the country. And we're prepared to do interviews and follow up on information at any point, anywhere. The ISP and FBI investigators, along with the Moscow Police Department investigators, includes dozens of analysts, tip line operators, and others, and they're working around the clock, 7 days a week to sort through the volumes of information. MPD has detectives, support personnel, and a communications team to try to keep everything together, but it is still a daunting task. The FBI, their investigators are ready at a moment's notice at any place in the country to go conduct an interview should the tips and leads take us there. And the Idaho State Police has, besides working on the investigation, had several uniformed troopers in the area to help with safety concerns around the city and on the University of Idaho campus. And just a quick reminder, please stick to official news releases for information. Tracking down rumors and quelling rumors about specific individuals or specific events that may or may not have happened is a huge distraction for investigators, and oftentimes is the result of social media propagation. And it is very, very frustrating to investigators and hard to stay on track. Finally, I just want to add that we do have a lot of information, and we are specifically keeping that information safe. We're not releasing specific details because we do not want to compromise this investigation. It's what we must do. We owe that to the families, and we owe that to the victims. We want more than just an arrest. We want a conviction. We owe that justice to Xana, Kaylee, Madison, and Ethan. And finally, I would just like to remind anybody with information, you can call the tip line at 208-883-7180. And that is directly to the tip line office in the FBI. There's been some frustration about having to wade through the tip line, but remember, this is not the only investigation in the country. So please be patient. We want that information. Anything could break this open for us. And then also the email tip line is tipline@ci.moscow.id.us. Thank you for your continued patience in this investigation.
Okay, so that was the update from the Moscow Police Department. What did you guys think? I mean, yep, they've got more tips coming in. They're looking through the most relevant ones, sorting through them, and they've re-interviewed some of the initial people that they'd interviewed so that they can clarify things, specifically the most important details and the timelines and things like that, right? Mm-hmm. And you guys, yeah, I'm pointing out that they said, yes, sir, a conviction. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mr. Sentinel says they won't do live anymore. Also, I did want to just say that I know there's a lot of rumors out there about, we've actually spoken about that case before. Hannah Clear, who was staying at a sorority on campus, and that was an OD situation. That was over-the-counter sleeping medication, and her dad said, please just leave us alone. We want privacy. This is no foul play. It's not connected to these murders. But I've seen a lot of new rumors on that. So as you know, I don't really talk about rumors here. I just report on what we can report on factually. If I am speculating, I will say I'm speculating, but there's nothing for me to speculate there today. Okay, so just hold on 1 second. Someone in the chat was saying that Kaylee's dad's statements have been kind of rebutted by Kaylee's sister. If you have a link to that, please send it to me, because I haven't seen that myself. So I would be interested in that as well. Unsolved crimes uncovered. Welcome. It's nice to see you. I wonder who the individuals seen within the home recently were. They were not in uniform. Thank you for your committed work. Thank you so much for your super sticker. We don't have confirmation of who they are, but people were, of course, speculating U.S. Marshals or FBI agents, but we just don't know. Yes. Yes, Lex, exactly. That's Police Captain Roger Lanier, not the Chief of Police. Yes. And they said in charge of operations is what they said. Okay, Mark Rogers, we're talking about the Idaho case, and we already talked about that in the Delphi case. So please check out my Delphi video. I really hope so. Otherwise, send me emails if it's about something else. I'm very a focused individual. So I'm focusing on the Idaho case right now. And after this, we have another live stream on another case as well. So I hope you guys will check that out too. All right, let me quickly make this. Wait, I just want to. There we go. Okay. I want to show you what Kaylee's dad has said. Of course, this comes with a trigger warning because it's like, we get into some more brutal details. It's not nice to read. Leah Lovelace, today 2 Australian police officers. Okay. Thank you so much for your super sticker. And thank you everyone for being here. All right. So just hold on 1 second. I just want to check my email because you guys are saying that you have emailed me something. Okay. Because I want to go over this article with you. But now you're saying it's false. How do we know? How do we know? I mean, it is being reported every day. I wouldn't be all that surprised. But it's not just Fox News reporting on it. There's many outlets right now reporting on this. And I'm just going to read it to you. Oh, man. You guys have sent me a lot of stuff. I probably have, I have 138 emails right now that just came out. So, interesting. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just read the articles to you. This is what has come out from Stephen Goncalves today. And let's see what he said here. Okay. Kaylee Goncalves' father reveals gruesome details about Idaho murder victim's stab wounds. So that's why I say trigger warning. The father of a University of Idaho student stabbed to death along with 3 fellow students last month has revealed the gruesome nature of the victim's wounds. 4 weeks after the 13th of November slayings of Kaylee Goncalves, Maddie Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, Stephen Goncalves recounted the moment that Latah County Coroner Kathy Mabott described the murdered students' injuries as big open gouges. Oh, man. So it's coming from the coroner? The coroner's had a lot of different stories, you know. I know that she's very nervous of what she can say and what she can't say, but oh dear. There's been a couple of conflicting things. Yes, Rob says trigger bunny. We've got the trigger bunny here, yes. We've got the trigger bunny, everyone. If you think, why is she giggling? Because I'm anxious now. Trigger bunny, okay? So, she says, okay, so this is quoted from him, right? She says, "Sir, I don't think stabs is the right word. It was like tears, like this was a strong weapon, not like a stab." Mr. Goncalves told Fox News Digital. So it is coming from there. So let's go to the Fox News Digital article then. No, not that one. This one. Father of slain victim says she had big open wounds and calls police cowards. Now, I am going to say, let's take this with I would say pinch of salt. I know in America you guys mostly say grain of salt. Let's take it with a grain of salt. I mean, I've been interviewed in the past by various news outlets about certain things. And yeah, sometimes you got to make edits, corrections, all kinds of stuff. You just not, just take it all with a grain of salt is what I'm saying. The father of slain University of Idaho student Kaylee Goncalves told Fox News Digital that the victims had big open gouges that were clearly the work of a sadistic male. Yes, I agree with you, Mellow Out. It sounds like an axe. This reminded me so much in the beginning as well when we talked about this case of that Henry van Breda case. If you guys haven't heard of that, it's a South African case that I have covered before. So yeah, if you've watched my playlist on that, I look a little different there because I was wearing like a blonde wig thing. But that case is very intense, and I would recommend checking it out just so you can get an idea what I've been talking about. But it does sound less like a K-bar and more like an axe. This sounds more like an axe murderer, don't you think? But again, that's what I say. This is speculation time. Grain of salt based on what we're reading here. So sadistic male, I mean, of course, right? And called the police cowards for not sharing more with the public. Stephen Goncalves said he asked the coroner, Kathy Mabott, how many times the victims were stabbed. She says, "Sir, I don't think stab is the right word. It was like tears, like this was a strong weapon, not like a stab." She said these were big open gouges. She said it was quick. These weren't something where you are going to be able to call 911. They were not going to slowly bleed out. You see, this is the thing. Remember when Steve said it was fast, it was hopefully they didn't feel that much pain. Like it was a very strange statement. Like, oh, why is he saying that? And everyone wondered, why is he saying, how would he know, that it was like kind of quick and painless is how he described it then. That was strange at the time. But now I'm like, oh, okay, we're building on that now by saying, oh, wow, these were big open gouges, quick. These weren't something where you're going to be able to call 911. They were not going to slowly bleed out, he said. That sounds very hectic, huh? Very hectic. Okay, you guys are sending me something. Just hold on. Oh, interesting. Thank you for that. Let's have a look at this quickly. I'll bring it over to the side. So here, University of Idaho murders case discussion regarding the newest statement said to be made by Steve. Are we about to debunk this live? Olivia Stevenson, although I do know, I hope that is her. It does look like her in her profile picture. But I do know someone's been impersonating her on Reddit as well. "Hi, Steve's daughter, Kaylee's sister here. I hate to make this post, but unfortunately this reporter got bad information. We are also working with our lawyer to get this removed, but wanted to let you know from the source. This information was not given to anyone at Fox from our family. Well, well, well. Are we going to have to call out somebody else soon? Meaning yesterday was a content creator faking audio. Today is somebody faking something? What's going on here? Yes, but you guys, if it is true, it sounds like exactly. Thank you for censoring it as much as you can. It sounds like, yeah, throat wounds. You guys say machete, like an axe, something like that. It sounds more like that than a K-bar knife. And it also, I mean, Steve has previously said, so let's, even if we don't think about this article now, he's previously said some stuff, of saying their wounds don't match and things. So what if the person brought along 2 weapons? Or what if there really is more than one killer? We don't know at this stage, right? So I'm going to continue to just read this article here because I like to finish what I've started, number 1. Number 2, I know that someone was impersonating Olivia on Reddit, so I'm just going to read through it. But we take it with a grain of salt. Thank you, Wendy, for that. Yeah, Dana, synonym for tear is rip. Caroline says, now we can wonder if the bad guy's gaslighting via the media too, eh? Oh, my word, yes. Okay, thank you again for being, there's 5,000 people here. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here and unpacking this with me. So they say Kaylee Goncalves, 21, her best friend, Maddie Mogen, 21, Xana Kernodle, 20, and her boyfriend, Ethan Chapin. Wow, I hate the way they word that. Were murdered in the early morning hours of November 13th in a rental home near campus. Moscow police, working with the FBI and the Idaho State Police, have yet to publicly name a suspect or recover the fixed blade knife. See, fixed blade knife, that's why you guys are saying it could be an axe, it could be a machete, it could also be, as they said, a combat type knife that they believe was used in the horrific attack that has left the small college town reeling from grief. Goncalves said his daughter's injuries definitely did not match. We saw that ourselves. It was even in my intro here. The injuries didn't match. He did say that. We saw that come from him. It's not even just like, a media outlet reporting on it. Thank you, Cynthia. Rob says, thanks for your excellent coverage, Grizzly. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Hey, Matthew. Yeah, Matthew says, Grizzly to Crime, Fox News is not actually news, my friend. It's entertainment. There are court docs proving this. Love you, though. A metric ton of salt needed. Thank you. Indeed. Goncalves said his daughter's injuries definitely did not match Mogen's wounds. They may have individually died from the exact same thing, being stabbed, but there are more details, he added. They're not even close to matching. See, that we saw. Yeah, no. See, this is too much. I don't know if they would have said this. This right here? I don't know if the dad said that. Huh? I'm not even going to read that. Excuse me? Damn, we're getting graphic over here, people. The grieving father paid for a copy of his daughter's death certificate, which included some details of her injuries, but he doesn't know whether his daughter or Mogen were the targets. I have my own suspicions, he said. His daughter and Mogen were ambushed in their sleep and found in the same bed, according to the coroner. Goncalves surmised that they died in Mogen's bedroom on the 3rd floor because there are photos of Kaylee's room with no blood on the bed. Wow, okay. He added that his investigators didn't obscure the windows in his daughter's room like they did for the other victims. So I still wonder if Murphy was in that room. Like, where was Murphy? Was he in that room? Was he in a bathroom? Was he downstairs? Although the coroner told Goncalves that the victims died quickly and did not suffer, he said he's not convinced. You see, and he did quote that. He did say it himself, right? Mary D says Matthew is 1,000% right. Uh-huh. Where the Wind Blows says Ramirez used to carry a gun but would use victims' kitchen knives. Ooh, scary, scary. Yes. Kernodle, who had defensive wounds, and Chapin were found on the 2nd floor of 1122 King Road. It was a hell of a battle going on down there from what the coroner told us, which is also, of course, kind of different to what they just told us, right? Maybit, when reached by phone, declined to comment on the information she disclosed to Goncalves. The coroner told him that the perpetrator was a strong individual, but police have yet to identify the suspect's gender. Well, they still got to find him, right? got outraged by them not just coming out and saying this was a woman or a man, because they should know by the amount of strength it took to deliver the injuries, he said. They're just being cowards. There are girls walking around the street right now that deserve to know. They should be looking out for a sadistic male, is what he said, apparently. Police said in a statement that they will not comment on or release specific details of the crime. It is what we must do to preserve the integrity of the investigation, said Robbie Johnson, public information officer for the Moscow Police Department. We want more than an arrest. We want justice. It takes time to do it right. I thought Aaron Snell was the public information officer. Huh? Okay. Hey, Jules, welcome. Welcome to all content creators. If I'm missing seeing you in chat, welcome as well. It's always nice to see you here. Katie K. Dear Coroner, when you don't know what you can and can't say, it's best not to speak at all. Oh, so you're going to learn now from this case, huh? Internet's gone wild. Raven, thank you so much. You say thank you for all your meticulous work, Gisela. Thank you for being here. Oh, wow. Okay, so we know that the police are not saying anything, right, about this. Johnson said police are encouraging good safety practices in general and are not focusing on a specific threat to the community. The University of Idaho's commencement ceremony held on Saturday was somber rather than celebratory as the mysterious murders continued to cast a shadow over the small town. A moment of silence was held for the victims, 2 of whom was slated to graduate. So, yes, so there was a moment of silence. I just believe their names were not in the program, and that is what I was referring to. That was a little sad, but apparently there was a moment of silence for them, which is really great as well. Okay, so I just want to see quickly. We've done that. Yes, we've seen all that. Okay, we're pretty much up to date. What I want to do here... Oh, yeah. I can't play this because Dr. Phil... you can't even play 3 seconds of it. You'll get struck. You'll get a copyright strike immediately. But go check this episode out. It's called Understanding the Dark Triad. This was posted 3 hours ago. Mama Fee, thank you so much. Happy Monday, Gisela. Absolutely amazing work. Thank you so much. So... they're talking about the dark triad of psychopathy, right? So it's psychopathy, narcissism, and Machiavellianism, which all together makes what Dr. Phil called like a storm of evil. So they were kind of speculating that this killer would likely be, be on this dark triad type of, I don't know how to word it. He would be part of the dark triad. He would have these different elements and things. So this is an interesting episode if you like, the psychology of these killers and things like that, which I've always loved as well. I don't have any professional experience in it, but I've always loved to deep dive that sort of thing. So Understanding the Dark Triad is what it's called on the Dr. Phil show. Go check it out. Tom says, is it possible that the roommate unalived herself over the girls bullying her was someone's motive? Well, that is a pure rumor at this point because her father has not said it's in any way linked. I'm still investigating that because I'm not sure what's going on with those rumors. That's why I feel it's revenge and possibly murder for hire, conspiracy of murder. Well, I don't think it's murder for hire because that would then generally not be done like this, right? It could be, but I highly doubt it. But yeah, we just don't know what the motive would be. True Crime Fallacy says, thanks, Gisela, for what you do. Love from Iceland. Oh, from Iceland. Very nice. One day I want to go to Iceland. And Dino Days Honda Tuna says, keep up the hard work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dino Days. Okay, we only have how long have we got? In 20 minutes, I'm going to be live on another case that I've been working hard on for you guys today as well. Yes, Sherry, well said. Dark Triad of Hell. Exactly. Yeah. So I wish I could play it for you, but unfortunately I cannot. And so what I wanted to quickly show you was that one more time, I just want to go here because they talked about a conviction and not an arrest. So what I'm going to do is put this on 1.25 speed, which is this video again. Just to go over it one more time, just to see if we missed anything about that, what he said there.
Lanier, I'm a captain with the Moscow Police Department. I'm in charge of the operations division. And today is December 12th, Monday. And I want to give you an update on the King Road homicide investigations, at least the information that we have to this point. Over the weekend, investigators still continued to sort through numerous tips, calls, and online tips in regard to this investigation. There's been a lot of questions about the white car that we've been interested in. We're looking for that car because we believe through our investigation that that car was in the area during the time of the murders. And we also believe that the occupant or occupants may have seen something. They may not know they have seen something. So we specifically want to talk to them, and we want to know who they are and what they might know or might be able to contribute to the investigation. Over the weekend, investigators have sorted through and prioritized numerous tips. Some are tips that came in earlier and we've been working on. Other tips are new and are relevant. It's overwhelming sometimes with the amount of information that comes in on these tip lines. So our analysts have spent hours sorting through and trying to come up with the most relevant tips first for the investigators to follow up on. They have re-interviewed some of the folks we've interviewed earlier in this investigation to clarify information. Sometimes when new information comes forward, the people that we've spoken to beforehand may have new insight on that. So it does often seem like we're backtracking, but we're really just trying to get the most important details and the best timeline that we can come up with. We have literally an army of analysts who have been sorting through videos that have been submitted through the FBI.gov Moscow upload site. Those videos are from all over town, gas stations, and specifically the area around King Road. We've been trying to use those videos to garner new information. As you can imagine, there's hours and hours and hours of video, so it does.
I'm just going to pause it for a second. I'm just playing it one more time, a little bit faster and still boosted, just in case we missed anything. And I want to see what you guys say in the chat as well. And then we're going to call it a day for now with this news. Apparently, it is, well, again, allegedly, it's confirmed to be Kaylee's sister's real account. And so she's saying, no, like Fox News completely misquoted her dad. So we're yet to see what happens there. I don't think they'll issue an apology. If so, I doubt it. But let's see what happens with that. I'm sure there's some truth in the article there, as it is sometimes, because there are, of course, quotes that we've already seen Steve say himself, right? That the wounds don't match and all of that kind of stuff. So we're going to just listen to this a little bit quickly. We've just got just a few more minutes.
Take a lot of time. I want to talk a minute about safety. There's been a lot of speculation about what is the safety to the public right now, or the risk to the public right now. I would just like to add that we should always be vigilant. Certainly we should be vigilant now, but we should make that a way of life for us. We should always be walking with our head up, sticking to lighted paths, and walking in groups if we can. And in addition, letting people know when you've arrived home if you have not made prior arrangements. This is not a
good safety tips in general, yes. Cynthia, thanks. That reminds me of what I was going to say. You say 4 guys in beanies running by on the video, 33 officers on camera. I think that's who they're looking for. Love your show. Thank you so much, Cynthia. So the Law and Crime Network has released the entire body cam footage. I believe I'll go look how long it was. It was pretty long. So thank you so much for your super sticker.
An indication of a specific elevated risk, but something that we should be vigilant with just in our daily lives. I want to let everybody know that we are still 100% committed to solving this crime. There's a lot of information to sort through, and the information keeps coming in. And not all of the information is relevant, but you don't know if a tip is valid until you take the time to examine that tip and see how it relates to other information that you might have. We have teams in Moscow, Salt Lake City, and in Virginia, as well as other locations across the country. And we're prepared to do interviews and follow up on information at any point, anywhere.
Very nice. Good to know. Good to know. James, we discussed that yesterday on my stream as well, that the white car, there's a speculation going around that there's a white Hyundai Elantra that is stolen and all of that. So yes, we did go over that. I showed you the post as well. If you want to check that out, should be somewhere there in the timestamps as well. So the Law and Crime Network one, where they say Moscow police release extended body cam from night of Idaho student murders. That is 44 minutes and 42 seconds long, if you do want to check it out.
The ISP and FBI investigators, along with the Moscow Police Department investigators, includes dozens of analysts, tip line operators, and others, and they're working around the clock 7 days a week to sort through the volumes of information. MPD has detectives, support personnel, and a communications team to try to keep everything together, but it is still a daunting task. The FBI, their investigators are ready at a moment's notice at any place in the country to go conduct an interview should the tips and leads take us there. And the Idaho State Police has, besides working on the investigation, had several uniformed troopers in the area to help with safety concerns around the city and on the University of Idaho campus. And just a quick reminder, please stick to official news releases for information. tracking down rumors and quelling rumors about specific individuals or specific events that may or may not have happened is a huge distraction for investigators, and oftentimes is the result of social media propagation. And it is very, very frustrating to investigators and
Yes.
hard to stay on.
It's hard to keep track of that. I mean, I feel their pain just from here, like just based on what's coming on in the inbox and on Facebook, and then it's here, and then it's on Reddit, and you're like, what is happening? Where is this now coming from? You know? So yes, and I mean they did say that anyone that is harassing, doxing, threatening could face criminal charges. So let's hope that people are not doing that.
On track. Finally, I just want to add that we do have a lot of information, and we are specifically keeping that information safe. We're not releasing specific details because we do not want to compromise this investigation. It's what we must do. We owe that to the families, and we owe that to the victims. We want more than just an arrest. We want a conviction. We owe that justice to Xana, Kaylee, Madison, and Ethan. And finally, I would just like to remind anybody with information, you can call the tip line at 208-883-7180. And that is directly to the tip line office in the FBI. There's been some frustration about having to wade through the tip line, but remember, this is not the only.
Okay, we've looked at the tip line one before. Sorry to interrupt him there. Yes, someone was saying maybe Kaylee's dad just spoke out of frustration, and now they want to rather retract some things that he said. You know, could be. I don't know. We are yet to see. So here, I'm just going to show you a quick, let's just see the time. Yeah, can't be here for too much longer. So here is this video. It says Moscow, let me make it smaller like this so you can see. Moscow police release extended body cam from night of Idaho student murders. So of course they've made sure that there's no sound in portions where these guys are saying their names and all that kind of stuff. But if you do want to check it out, I will link it for you. I'll just show you a little bit of it.
Fuel. There you go. Smart move. Yeah. All right. Once dispatch lets me know that actually exists, I'll catch you this. All right. No worries. Yeah.
At least this is boosted too, right?
Guys over at which department did y'all come from?
I don't know. I was at a friend's house. I couldn't tell you the number.
Okay.
Do you guys know who called us in? Because that's what is interesting to me. Like, what happened for the police to come and check all this out and for this to happen at this time? You know, was there a fight that broke out? Because there's lots of rumors going around, you know. I don't know. Thank you so much, Sierra Smith. I really, really appreciate it. KM says he paid for the funeral. He has the right to speak about murder. Yeah. And yes, Shades, Alan S. No way this person lives in Moscow with a white Elantra. I agree. And if you missed it's called Surviving the Survivor, another channel that interviewed a criminal professor that works at the University of Idaho. And he was saying, well, there's probably about 40 only Elantras in the area. And maybe like 28 of them or so would be maybe white Elantras. So it's not like there's thousands that they have to look for in the area. So if they're still seeking information about the vehicle with the unknown license plate number, and the occupants and all that, that sounds scary. It does sound like what we talked about earlier. If you missed it, I'll make sure to put the timestamp in so you can see it, where they are also checking the borders, you know, because you just don't know where this person is now.
Okay.
People.
Did you know the person hosting the party?
Some guy named Matt, I think.
Okay.
In the middle. Which first name?
So then they silence it. So yes, I know people have analyzed this to no end, this footage and everything. It is interesting. This says 2:57:39, right? 11/13/22, 2:57:39, and we know the murders took place, from what they've told us, between 3 and 4 in the morning. So it is interesting. The house is in the background there, I understand. But the police have said that the white car in the background, not related. The footage, not related. And the way that it came out was because someone had made the request, like a FOIA request, like release the public information on this. What was this all about? And that's how it came to YouTube and the internet. And now everyone's like, what? But they say it's not related, right? I actually feel bad for these guys. You know, if the police stopped them and asked them, you know, how old are you and how much have you drinking and what's going on, and like, damn, now they're all over the internet. Unrelated, likely. I know we have to look at everything. I get it. Okay, So I will link that for you as well with the timestamp. There's 44 minutes and 42 seconds, almost 45 minutes for you to watch. I hope there's nothing I missed. I'm just going to check one more thing quickly because Twitter is the place to go for any like new updates, new things, right? So just quickly, let me have a look here. Okay, thank you. Yes, you guys are sending me that. Yeah, they're sending me the same article. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Idaho homicides is one of the hashtags being used, and Idaho 4 as well. And if we just look at the latest, yep, they're talking about Dr. Phil. You see, you guys, you got to check out that Dr. Phil episode. I'm telling you. I know some people don't like Dr. Phil, but I think the dark triad discussion is very interesting as well. H. Duncan says 4chan scares me. Me too. There's some really hectic stuff on there. That is a rabbit hole. Oh my word. Reddit is a rabbit hole. I mean, Facebook is like can be. Ooh, but 4chan, my word. So you guys, there's 5,300 people here right now. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like and share. This was just a little update of today. Everyone panicking. Is there a press conference? What's happening? No press conference. There was just a video update, which we watched twice now together. Thank you for all the things that you pointed out as well, that you noticed in it. Hey, we've got analysis of a crime with CD in the house. Welcome. It's so nice to see you here as well. If you don't know who is that? Go check out the channel. He interviewed Jeremy Reagan, the neighbor. So go check that interview out if you haven't seen it yet. So I'm going live, you guys, in the next 9 minutes on another case, which is a catfishing cop. And like, whoa, wait till you hear that story. It's absolutely insane what this guy did. And it reminds me of all the things that John Kelly said. And I'm like, I actually consulted with him today. What is this? Would this guy literally follow his you-know-what all the way across the country to do you what? So if you want to check that out, yes, I cover many cases. There was a missing persons case that I covered today, an American college student missing in France. So please share that as well if you haven't seen it yet. And I don't know if there's any notifications left after this. So make sure you subscribe, check out the community tab and all of that. And if you're on Patreon, make sure you check out the latest for today. I uploaded a forest walk video for you. It was about 25 minutes walking in the icy forest in the Netherlands. So thank you so much, everyone. I will see you in the next stream, which is happening right now in 8 minutes. Thank you, mods. Really appreciate it. And if I don't see you there, then I'll see you in the next one, you guys.